Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Boone down south here. Got a new project today, going back to the truck. And I know it's a little different, maybe a little old for this, but I'm gonna do some under truck lighting. I am. I just have visions of the lights under my truck, maybe going up to Gatlinburg, cruising down the strip, rolling the windows down at half mile an hour and playing BG Staying Alive with the lights pumping. Yeah, y'all stay tuned. Man, look at this thing. I went through the car wash yesterday and had that ceramic seal finish they put on it, and man, that thing is shining. Check out the 1500 Etsy stickers I got put on there, the vinyl decals on the hood scoop there. Pretty cool. Check it out. All right, so I ordered these, the Govee RGB integrated circuit car underglow LED lights, and we'll open that up, show you what's in here off of Amazon. I've been running low on all this heat shrink tubing, and I've needed some more, so I just ordered a pack of this too, different sizes. I do have a waterproof fuse holder that we're gonna add in line to it. I got some extra 18 gauge speaker wire. I use the same kind of wire when I did my DIY truck bed lights, which turned out awesome. I've got some connectors there, some butt splices that I'm gonna use, and just some electrical stuff here. So we're gonna get this thing opened up and show you what it's all about, and try to get this thing installed. All right, so you got a little user manual here. This is your main box here. Now here's the remote. Now I'm gonna show you a little something here. See this remote? Yeah, so anyway, let me show you what it shows like the remote in the manual. Look at this remote, it's got buttons A, B, C, and D. The picture when you look online says A, B, C, and D. And all it says is using the strip light with the RF remote, here's what each button does, and that's it. So I'm looking at my remote and I'm going, yeah, I don't have any buttons. So I emailed them and said, hey, something wrong with my remote. And they came back and they said, well, you need to push the black button. So I pushed the black button and nothing happens. And so I said, yeah, I did that. And they're like, well, send me a video. So I sent them a video and I'm going, see, I'm pushing the black button, see? And then they're like, no. What I meant to say was slide the black button. Look at that. Oh my goodness. You could have just put that in instructions. I couldn't figure it out. So anyway, so this is what we got here. We got the remote. Our wires are all attached to it here. I'll pull some of this stuff out. Looks like we've got some things to help hold the LED strips in place. Of course, it's got the taping, like share, but let's get the stuff opened up. Lots of zip ties here, some screws here for these connectors. So let me unstretch this and see what it looks like. All right, so obviously we're gonna have power and ground. You definitely wanna put a fuse on there for sure. This control box comes down, splits into two, okay? So you got two feeds here. One of them goes to a long LED strip and a short LED strip, and I'm not sure which is which here, I haven't measured them. The other side is reverse. Long, one of them's long and short, one of them's short and long. And the idea here, I'll show you in the book here, the layout. Basically, if you look at this picture right here, here's your connection. So your box is in this vicinity. One side's gonna be short and then long for the front and the side. The next one gonna be long and short for the the other side and the back. So I'm gonna basically lay these out underneath the truck, see how if it's gonna reach or not. I did see some comments online that some people thought it didn't fit their vehicles, and so we're gonna find out here in just a few minutes. Okay, before I go through all this trouble, I ought to make sure these things work, right? Hooking this up to a fishing battery here real quick and see if I can get lights coming on. Look at there. We have lights. All right, so just kind of laying this out. That's the control box where the feeds go up to the battery controller. And then up there is the long run for the side, short run for the back. This is the short section for the front. Feeds over to the long section in the back. So basically, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna stick anything in place. I'm just gonna run this through, run around where it needs to go, and just kind of get it in place basically to see if it's gonna be long enough to reach where it needs to go. All right, so I'm on the front of the truck here. That's the front, it's back of the bumper right there. Come back there, you can kind of see where the fan's at. I've got this plastic shroud down here. Let me zoom out a little bit here, see if I can, there we go. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this plastic shroud to mount the front one on. And what I've done is I've went ahead and run the wire assembly over this piece right here. You can kind of see it right there. Over there's the tire, and went over that spot because up there is the battery box, and so I'm going to put the control box up there somewhere. And then for this feed, you can see I kind of went over that as well because that's going to have to feed behind that tire to get back for the other lights. So probably the first thing I'm going to do is clean this up with some alcohol wipes and then go ahead and put the sticky tape onto here. And then what I think I'm going to do, this is all open under here. So what I'm probably going to do is drill like 2 holes here and maybe 2 holes over here, and then run a zip tie through. I think that'd be easier than having to put the brackets in it they bought with the screws that came with it. And so I use double side tape and then use the zip ties. So that's the first thing I'm going to do here with this piece. All right, before I take that tape off, a couple things. I'm going to take some acetone, put on this rag, and then I'm going to wipe this whole strip here. And then one thing I'm going to do is this strip here, it's got that 3M tape on it. It's not coming to focus, but you get the idea here. And the strips are going to extend beyond this on either side. So I'm going to see if instead of stripping the tape from there, see if I can strip it from the middle back to here and then cut it so that the this part still retains the tape on it, because I just don't want collecting sticky junk and whatever. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to clean this off and then go ahead and mount this up with the tape. And then I'll come back and put holes in once I'm all done with the zip ties. All right, it's stuck up there, and I think that tape is holding it really, really well. And I've trimmed the tape, so the tape's still on this back piece of it here. So first piece is in. All right, so if you can see right there's the run. Comes up over the fender well here. And if you notice, it's tucked on top of here, but behind this, tucked down in here. And there you see it pick up right down here. And I'm shooting right down through the hole down there to drop the lights out. Coming out of this fender well right here. So it looks like it's a neat place to do it. And it looks like I've got plenty of length to put it kind of mostly centered on the cab part of the truck. So this one's okay. So the concern is really going to be after I run this on the other side, will I have enough to reach the back to come across the back where it should go? All right, I just need to make sure it's lined up on either side. So it's a 4-foot strip that goes on the side here. So here's the truck, and basically that measuring tape is the 4-foot strip. I'm gonna center it right there in the doors like that, because I think, let me back out here a little bit. Boom. And I'm thinking that's what it's gonna center it mostly, and then I got something lined up with. I'll pretty much line it up right there. So the 2-foot mark's right there at the door seams there. All right, so as soon as I get down here, here's what I got going on. Cat jumps up, starts kneading on my shirt. Gosh. So anyway, right here's the I'm gonna mount it right through here. All right, and so I'm gonna clean all this up with acetone real quick, and then we'll go ahead and glue the strips down. All right, light strip is fixed all the way down there. And like I said, that tape is holding pretty good, I gotta tell you. And I cleaned it real good with the acetone, so any dirt and debris in the way. But I feel pretty good about that. All right, and this is where I feared my problem was gonna be. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. See that wire coming underneath that support right there? And that's for the driver's side. And I got X amount of wiring to get back here, okay? And I'm gonna have to go over that wheel well behind that tire, and then for it to reach all the way back into this vicinity to get back behind this spare tire here. And this is where I might have an issue with not having enough cord. Yep, they're too short. So I can't get back behind this tire to mount it through here. So my next option is to zip it onto this bar right here. So the lighting won't go all the way to the back, but I was able to get it over the wheel well and run it down through here where it's not so tight. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't know how it's gonna look, so anyway, I'm gonna zip tie it to this, and then we'll wait till dark and see what she looks like. Go ahead and get my fuse. I'm gonna wire this onto one end. Gosh, cat. Look, over here. I'm gonna wire this on the one end, add a butt splice on the other end, get some shrink tubing on this piece over here, and just get this prepared. All right, so I've crimped that piece on, and I got some heat shrink on there, shrunk it down to it. So that's the side that's gonna go on the battery terminal. That's gonna go to a hot component on the, actually not the battery terminal, but on the fuse box. There's a hot bolt on the fuse box we're gonna connect that to. All right, so I've just taken this fuse assembly here, and gosh, I'm gonna have to pin this cat up. This is going to the control box for the lights, so I'm just gonna put the heat shrink over this too. Be good on this. All right, here's my battery fuse box, and right here looks like a heat sink here kind of thing, and I'm mounting my Govee control box to right here. So this is my power, and fuse and all that stuff here, and then I've got the leads going down there to split out going in that direction, and then down and out across that way for the LED strips. So 2 LED strips here. So basically, now I'm gonna take this stuff up. I've got my power with my fuse, and I'm gonna tap it on to probably the same guy I tapped on my DIY lights in the back of the truck. So I'll tap it onto this one here, which is always hot, and then I'm gonna grab a ground, probably grab a ground on the truck over here, is what I'm guessing. And then we'll see what happens. I've gotta add some loom to some of the wires in here to clean that up and tie down a lot of the wires in different places, but getting there. All right, so I kind of run it under that for the red terminal there. This is gonna go back down over here to tap on. I am gonna have to splice some of that 18 gauge speaker wire to extend this on over to get a ground. All right, went ahead and got this connector and added it to an 18 gauge piece of wire that we're gonna extend on to the negative over there to run out to the ground. All right, so put the wire in the loom back here in the various places, just so it's all clean. All right, just revisiting back in the front, I'm cleaning everything up. Like I said, I put the loom everywhere, starting to tie things down. And here's a piece where I just drilled 2 small holes in here, put the zip tie through here. Like I said, this 3M tape seems like it's holding really well, but I'm putting some reassurance on this stuff. So I'm gonna put a couple of these up and be good to go. It's all good. It's all good. I was worried that it wasn't gonna get back far enough, but I think it works out fine where it's at. So I think we're good with the lighting here. And flip different colors, cycle through here. And I'm just using the remote right now. Came with it. And I can put on some different scenes, if you will. And there's like 10 different scenes that it does. So I think I might go get the rock lights next, maybe. That's pretty cool looking look right there. I think, oh, the cat's back. Golly, the cat has played me through this whole video, y'all. Come on now. But anyway, I might end up doing the rock lights too and go ahead and light up them wheel wells with the rock lights. That might be a little cool effect too. So anyway, we got a lot of cool stuff here. So took me the afternoon, but I think it's pretty cool, even if I am an old guy. All right, so now that I've got all these lights installed, you know, they have the mic feature, which you can turn that on and it'll dance to the music, if you will. But everybody likes all different kinds of music, right? So we thought we'd run it through the paces with all kinds of music. So hang tight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It really does take two to tango. All right, seriously guys, a little worn out now because it's really cold out here, but anyway, these Govee undercar lights, I like them, can you tell? So when I had this idea, okay, my wife and one of my daughters thought I was crazy. My other daughters thought I was cool. But the other night I got them hooked up, showed them these things, they all thought I was cool. And they thought I was so cool that my wife says, you gotta get the rock lights next. So I already ordered those, so that's the next thing coming up, rock lights in the wheel well. So I like my Govee lights, so hit that like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.